Good evening, I'm meteorologist John Dissauer. Thanks for checking out my blog, New at Dissauer. It is Sunday evening, January 30th, about 6:20 p.m. Let's get to it and talk lots of weather. We have winter storm watches for these counties shaded in blue for the KFUS viewing area in southeast Missouri and southern Illinois. The counties shaded in pink are winter storm warnings. Both the warnings and the watches are in effect through Monday through Wednesday afternoon. And look back to the west, you can see we've got pretty much the entire state of Missouri is under a winter storm warning. And the watches extend all the way up through Indiana, Ohio, and even over towards Pennsylvania. If you are doing any traveling through the state of Missouri Monday through Wednesday, you're really going to want to reconsider it, or you should reconsider it, because of the conditions will be pretty bad. If you're doing any traveling along I-70 from Kansas City up towards Indianapolis, it's going to get pretty slick. Conditions are not going to be very favorable for travel. If you're traveling along I-44 from St. Louis down towards Tulsa or even Oklahoma City, you may want to reconsider as well, as we are talking about a major winter storm that's going to be paralleling along I-44 and then I-70. Heading up to the northeast. South of where all these watches are in a place, we'll see a lot of heavy rain. North and northwest, there will be heavy snow and potentially heavy ice. Satellite and radar composite right now is showing you we've got a little cluster or flare-up of moisture down to our south, but the system I am keeping my eye on and watching is out just now moving in past Los Angeles. You can see a swirl in the atmosphere beginning to move into Arizona, and this system will then make its way to Dallas or eastern Texas by tomorrow afternoon. Here's the GFS model, and it's doing a pretty good job, and all these models are tracking further north with the track of this storm. Typically in the winter we are always talking about the track is everything, and as it tracks further north, it means more rain and a little bit warmer weather for the KFUS viewing area, but for those of us, our neighbors to our north, St. Louis and Indianapolis, it means more of a heavy snow and also more of an ice situation. So here we go tonight at 10 o'clock on the GFS model. We will see some light showers overspread the region early Monday morning. Now some of our forecast lows, I'm forecasting low of 34 in Cape Girardeau, but a low of 30 degrees in Farmington and 27 in Mount Vernon, so Illinois. If we get some light precipitation around those areas, we could see some freezing rain early tomorrow morning before everybody gets up above freezing, as highs will be in the mid-30s tomorrow. Then we're going to watch that area of low pressure develop across eastern Texas by around 5 o'clock Tuesday morning. And this is when the brunt of the system really gets its act together. That's when we'll see the upper level energy also swing in, and this storm will move off to the northeast. And you'll see the low track further and further east. There's a chance we could hear some rumbles of thunder through here in the KFUS area. Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening, you see the center of low pressure is smack right over the top of southeast Missouri, almost centered over Cape Girardeau. North of here, we're probably talking freezing rain and ice, and you can see the pinks. There could be sleet on the far northern edge of this as well, but the biggest concerns here are going to be heavy snow and freezing rain with this line as it moves eastward. Now I've mentioned freezing rain because that's basically ice. It's where we have cold air right at the surface, so you get rain encountering it and it just freezes on contact at the surface. Then by Wednesday morning the system begins to exit, move on out of here. As to how much ice could we see, this is our 18Z RPM computer model. Notice the first wave brings about 1/3 of an inch, almost a little more than 1/4 of an inch of ice for St. Louis, and then you'll see the ice really begin to pick up from western Arkansas up through central Missouri, St. Louis, over 1 inch of ice, and that continues up along I-70 towards Indianapolis. For Indianapolis, you could see, I think, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of ice as well through Wednesday morning. Specifically in the KFUS viewing area, we're not talking about a lot of ice the way it looks right now. However, places like Reynolds County, Iron County, Madison County, St. Francis County, St. Genevieve County, Randolph County, Washington County, Illinois, maybe even Perry County, Missouri, could see anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to perhaps 1/2 inch of ice before it's all said and done. Notice the RPM model is indicating almost 1/2 inch of ice there in Farmington. As to how much snow could we see, it's not appearing like this is going to be a big snowmaker, at least for the KFVS area. And there's going to be a very tight gradient as to heavy snowfall amounts from St. Louis and to the west. Notice it's showing Columbia, Missouri, 19 inches of snow. That's not a typo. Some people in Missouri will be measuring this in feet, not inches. And then we're going to get very heavy winds or big winds picking up on the back side of this on Wednesday. So when we get the ice and the wind together up around the St. Louis metro area, it could get kind of interesting around here, or get up there, I should say, as far as the power pools and how well the lighting grid or the power grid handles the wind and the ice accumulation. And even up towards north central Illinois, there could be even higher snowfall amounts. Forecast models are maybe indicating over 20 inches of snow. So this is my latest thinking as far as the surface track, or the surface low track. Right up over the top of the KFVS viewing area, and then over around Dayton, Ohio by 6 a.m. Tuesday. If this track, let's say, moves 30 miles north or south one way or the other, it could make major differences between where the heavy snow will pick, or where the heavy snowpack will be, and where the heavy ice will be. So, for instance, let's say the track moves further south by 30 to 50 miles. Places like Columbus, Indiana could see heavy icing instead of it being Indianapolis. If it could be south of St. Louis, and it could be between Cape Girardeau and St. Genevieve. And the heavy snow could push slightly eastward towards the St. Louis area. So still some question marks to be resolved still by the models, and we're probably not really going to know until the system starts going, but this is the latest thinking right now as far as what I'm seeing in the models. Excuse the voice, I'm still sick and trying to fight it through getting here at work today. So thanks again for checking out the blog. As there's more information available, I will post that to the website. But right now in the KFVS area, I think most of it's going to be coming down as rain, maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain possible. But just on our northwestern edge, we could be dealing with some freezing rain, and then of course lots of ice and snow up towards the St. Louis and Indianapolis area.